When brokers ask me whether LinkedIn is worth their time, the answer is always really straightforward. Yes, it absolutely is, but only if you use it properly. See, LinkedIn isn't about going viral or trying to entertain. It's about showing authority, sharing clarity, and being the trusted voice in the specific niche and type of client you want to work with as a mortgage broker. And that is why it can become such a strong lead source for mortgage brokers who want predictable and inbound inquiries when done correctly. So let's break down why that is. So why does LinkedIn work so well for mortgage brokers? Well, most brokers use LinkedIn just randomly. A few likes here, a post there, no systems, but LinkedIn delivers when you understand how the platform actually works. You see, most of the time, the audience is already financially engaged. People on LinkedIn are thinking about professional and financial topics. So here is why this matters more than any other social media platform. You see, users are in career-focused mindsets. They care about income, stability, and planning when they're looking at the platform. They're not going there for escapism. They're usually going there with some sort of career in mind or money or something in mind. They're already making financial decisions on that platform. Many people are actually hiring people all the time there, and they're more receptive to advice and guidance because, again, it's a professional platform. Another thing is your content gets pushed to wider networks. LinkedIn's algorithm expands your reach further than almost any other platform. You see, when someone interacts, their network sees your posts. It amplifies as well your content into new audiences because of this. So this is where you see things like first, second, and third connections. And it also grows authority without needing followers. You can have very few follower count on LinkedIn and actually still be seen by hundreds or thousands of people if the post is aligned to the audience. And it creates organic introductions without very little effort if you know how to do it correctly. See, the other thing to point out is educational content performs best on LinkedIn. See, LinkedIn rewards helpfulness, clarity, and expertise. People want answers. They want confidence. They want guidance. They want an advisor that they can trust. And that's why mortgage brokers thrive when they show up consistently and talk about real problems with real solutions. And more importantly, and this is the thing that I think is really, really important, real scenarios. LinkedIn likes stories. It's a story-based platform. So does LinkedIn, though, actually bring in any leads? Well, and the short answer is yes, it absolutely does. But the long answer, and let's dive into that one, is yes, when you follow a consistent weekly rhythm. You see, LinkedIn creates leads when your content follows a very predictable pattern that if you follow it, you'll do well. If you don't follow it, you're just guessing. So the first thing is a clear niche focus. You need to know exactly who you're going to help. You then need to create helpful weekly posts to that niche. Then educational stories. Like I said, stories is what drives LinkedIn. Micro CTAs that feel natural. This is where you have these things which says comment boost and I'll send you my free mortgage boost guide, that type of thing. You see, you also need regular engagement. Engaging with other people's content is important. And a lead magnet for people to request, which is that CTA we spoke about, and that takes them off the system and then to a nurture system that they can drop into, which is the email marketing, which I talk about all the time. See, this is when LinkedIn shifts from posting for fun to creating a scalable inbound pipeline. Then let's talk about why niching makes LinkedIn even more powerful than ever. In fact, I think it's the only way to make it work. You see, LinkedIn is the only platform at all where people naturally organize themselves into profession, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. It's the only one. So if you specialize in a niche, LinkedIn becomes unfairly effective. Let's take me, for example. I can just connect with mortgage brokers. And here are the types of niches that perform for you guys incredibly well. So dentists do very, very well. Teachers, NHS staff, so anyone within NHS, IT professionals like contractors, stuff like that. Police officers as well. So what we call like blue light, anyone where they can do that. Contractors outside of IT, so other types of contractors. Sales professionals are really, really good. Freelancers, creatives, business owners, anyone who calls themselves a director. You see, when someone from your niche engages with your content, their network sees it too, as we spoke about already. And this is where the power of LinkedIn really starts to kind of amplify, because their network sees it, which means it gets in front of more people in that profession because they've been exposed to you and your authority. And that means your authority is going to escalate significantly than it would be on other social platforms, which means your trust is going to build faster. And this is why niche brokers often dominate LinkedIn with very little content, because if the platform is created correctly and you've got the right type of content in place and the strategies there, you'll do really, really well. So how do you turn LinkedIn into a predictable lead source? So I'm going to break down a step-by-step version that you can just follow. So the first step one is choosing a niche. So like I said, pick a professional group you enjoy working with. For LinkedIn, that's exactly what you need to do, professional group. Then you want to do is make your content speak directly to them. That's who you're calling out. Become the person who just gets their world. Show references, things that you understand that they go through, their specific pain points, stuff like that. So niche is step one. Then step two is then create a niche specific lead magnet. Okay, so this needs to be very simple, it needs to be useful, it needs to be specific, and it needs to solve one key problem, and it needs to give people a reason for them to reach out at the end. Then step three is publish weekly value-led LinkedIn content. So no jargon, no generic rate updates. They are the worst, by the way. No one goes, wow, that's amazing, I had rate updates. They don't care. They're coming to you for rates. You're just telling everybody else who's going to go and do it themselves about the rates. It's a dumb thing to do. And then real stories, real clarity, real guidance in that content. Then step four is, I've mentioned this before, use micro CTAs, not hard selling. So these are things like, if you want my dentist guide, comment and I'll send it over to you. Or things like, if you want help, just give me a message. Never pushy. It should always be clear. Then step five for this is engage daily. So you want to comment on other people's content and comment thoughtfully. Don't just spam out content. We see it all the time, people using AI to just bang out comments. Engage with a few people actually genuinely. Connect with niche followers every single day and be visible without chasing them. So just be around in their ecosystem. Step six is move people into your nurture ecosystem. You see, once they engage, keep them warm. Let your emails, videos, and conversations build trust, but then don't rely on LinkedIn alone. Integrate it into your system, and you need to make sure that you're moving them onto your 52-week nurture email sequence, which is accessed via your lead magnet. I've got a video on lead magnets. We'll break it down a bit later. So what type of leads then do LinkedIn generate? Well, you normally get warm, very high quality leads. So these are people who follow your content. They know who you are. They know, like, and trust you. They've downloaded your guide if you have one. They've joined your mailing list, so that's even better. They stay in your ecosystem a lot of the time, so they're being within you. I mean, with LinkedIn, you can even create newsletters, which is its own mailing list on the platform. It's that great. And they eventually book a call. You see, they are less price sensitive and way more serious and far easier to convert than most leads out there. The other type of leads generate is strategic introducer relationships. You see, LinkedIn is unmatched for building connections with accountants, IFAs, estate agents, people who you need to speak to in order to try and get leads as a broker. And introducers on LinkedIn convert far better because trust is already built organically and they can stalk you if they want. So let's talk about now what LinkedIn won't do for you, because let's be honest, LinkedIn is not the magic bullet. It's not going to fix everything. And so there's a few things it won't do, and I want to cover them right now so that you understand. So the first thing is, it will not create results overnight at all. Not going to also reward inconsistent posting. It's not going to carry weak or vague content at all. The content needs to be good. If it's rubbish, it's still going to perform poorly. It will not replace any follow-up systems. Okay, you still need those back-end systems. It will not, if you've done it correctly, bring in low-intent bargain hunter, tire kicker clients. You see, LinkedIn amplifies clarity, consistency, and authority. And if your message is messy, LinkedIn will expose it very quickly. But if your message is strong, LinkedIn's going to multiply it again relatively fast compared to most platforms. And one of the key things within LinkedIn, what I've spoke about already through this a lot, is this idea of a lead magnet. And if you don't know what a lead magnet is and you want to know how to make one, then you want to check out this video, which I break that down in a lot more depth. Go on, give it a click.